In today's video, we're going to check out a new LG Ultrawide monitor I picked up from Amazon. I think it's pretty good. Doesn't quite meet my requirements, but it might meet yours. So stay tuned. I'll tell you a little bit about this monitor. Okay, so just a short video then to talk about the LG 35WN73A. It just rolls off the tongue, but it's one of LG's ultra-wide monitors, perhaps one of the, I guess, most budget ultra-wide monitors that you can get right now, of being a sub 500 pounds ultra-wide. It has a few kind of good features about it in terms of connectivity. So you have two HDMI ports, you have one display port, and you have one USB-C port. The USB-C being kind of really handy if you have a Mac that you want to be able to power and have connected and do data transfer as well. Has two USB downstream ports as well, so if you have those connected, you should be able to transfer data from different devices using the monitor as some kind of hub to some extent. In terms of the USB-C, the powering of it is 60 watts, so something like a MacBook Pro technically needs more than that, but unless you're running it at full pelt most of the time, 60 watts is going to be more than enough to keep that USB-C powered device working. It has a VESA connector on the back, so 100 by 100 VESA support. Obviously it comes with this stand that enables you to move things up and down quite smoothly, if I can just get it to work properly. There we go. Up and down without a problem, and you have some forwards and back tilting as well. All of the connectors are right directly on the back, so nothing kind of on the side or underneath protruding. There is a power on and off button, and also the main kind of toggle switch just under here, underneath the LG logo. So it supports 21 by 9 resolution, so that's 3440 by 1440. It is a VA panel, but if you compare it to some of the IPS panels by LG, it looks really good and it's really comparable. And also we'll turn it on in a moment so you can see with a few devices connected to it. It does support HDR, so HDR10, so it's kind of like the entry level into HDR, but does work well. Also supports AMD FreeSync. It has a 100 Hz refresh rate and around 5 milliseconds response time, so pretty good for gaming as well. And we will connect up the PlayStation 4 to show what that looks like on the screen in a moment as well. It doesn't have speakers in this particular model. There is a very similar model that has speakers available as well, but it does have a headphone jack on the back, so obviously you can plug headphones in or plug in some external speakers through that headphone jack if you wanted to. But yeah, I think it looks pretty sleek in terms of being all black. In terms of kind of how power hungry it is, in normal operating terms it's about 45 watts. If you're really driving it hard, you've got a maximum consumption of 140 watts, and in standby it uses 0.5 watts. So as you can see from the sticker, still pretty energy efficient. The reason I still have the sticker on actually is because unfortunately I will be returning this monitor, but that's not a reason for you not to consider or to buy it. I bought this specifically because I want a monitor that's going to help replace some of my 6 monitor setup, and unfortunately LG originally told me that this monitor does support picture by picture, so you can have one computer display here, one computer display here. However, that isn't supported. They do have some dual control support, so a software KVM, so you can control multiple machines through one mouse, which is quite handy, but not all on the one screen. But you can configure this to basically have the one screen as multiple different windows, but again, only from the one device, and you have to switch to one of the different other display inputs if you want to display it. So that is one thing to consider. If you want picture by picture, this is not a monitor that supports that. So in terms of what came in the box, you get some good connectivity actually. So obviously here in the UK we have a 3-pin plug, but it also comes with a 1 meter USB-C to USB-C connector and a 1 meter HDMI cable as well, which is really good. You get this little clip, which is you can basically put on the back of the monitor stand, which connects together really easy to help you manage your cables better. And then you get a bit of product warranty and quick start guide stuff, and an owner's manual on there. So now we're going to get connected up to this Mac and then also to the PlayStation so you can see what it actually looks like when you're using it. Okay, so here's an example of this connected up via this 13-inch MacBook Pro. So again, we're connected over USB-C, and also we have the monitor extended onto this screen. So just kind of mocked up an example of what you might like to do on a screen like this. So again, we could have half of the screen, or just under half actually, set up for a browsing window. So perhaps you could be doing some research as part of the same time as you're putting a presentation together. And obviously perhaps you've got iTunes open or Spotify or something because you want to listen to some music at the same time. So really good real estate. The curved nature actually does work really well when you're sat in front of it and kind of deciding kind of where to focus your attention. It's not kind of too overwhelming. On the screen below you can see this is the software KVM that you have to have installed on each computer that you want to be able to have the software KVM connected to. I'll put some links in the description. This is called Dual Controller. Both your machines have to be on the same network. But the other feature that comes as part of the monitor is this information called on-screen control support. And basically it enables you to do some configurations of different screen layout to kind of quickly go from either full screen, kind of one kind of 8th split screen, dual kind of application. Again, I say screen, again, you still only have the one input source, but you can kind of configure quickly how you want things to be laid out. So you can just do that at a touch of a button. So again, we can try a different way. So it gives you some ability to automatically kind of configure how you want things on the screen, which is kind of pretty cool and pretty handy really. So I like that kind of capability of it from the screen split capability. So again, I think that works pretty well. As mentioned already, there's a little button underneath here which you use to toggle. It's also the power button as well. So if you just push that forwards and backwards, or left and right, we adjust the volume of the headphone jack. If we push in, we then have the ability to modify some of the inputs. So again, if we go left, we have USB-C, DisplayPort, HDMI 1 and HDMI 2 that we can choose from. Pushing again, we can go straight into picture mode. So custom modes, vivid, HDR effect, reader, cinema, FPS, RTS and color weakness. And if we push again, if we push up, we could power off or push in again to exit, or we will go into the settings to show you a little bit more. So in the quick settings, you can quickly adjust the brightness, contrast, and again, in the volume that we've already mentioned through the headphone jack, along with the color temperature. Inputs is what we've seen before. We can also adjust the aspect ratio in here as well. So again, you shouldn't really need to do too much with that. Most computers are going to adjust to that automatically. Picture, again, we can adjust the picture modes as we've seen previously. So the vivid, HDR effect, etc. We can adjust again the picture quality, colors, etc. Adjust it for gaming response time. So there's basically faster, fast, normal, or off. And we have the black stabilizer as well. Again, the color adjust and just to reset things all back together. And then in general, we have options for language, energy saving, the power LED, which is just a white LED in that power switch, which is kind of out of sight anyway, but you can turn that on and off if you want. And if you have to kind of downgrade the display port version, and also how long it will take to turn off. So that's it in terms of kind of using it as a monitor for kind of productivity and working. Now what I'll do is I'll connect up the PlayStation 4 Pro and we'll see what some gaming looks like on this monitor. Okay, so here we have the PlayStation 4 Pro connected up. The PlayStation does not support the default resolution of this screen, so the 3440 by 1440. So I think it's configured to be 2160, I think. So again, a slightly kind of skewed image to some extent, but I think it looks pretty good and crisp. So in terms of, just load up the game so you can see what it looks like, and a little bit of gameplay so you can see the response times. So it's, as you can see, a pretty big screen. You can see a lot that's going on in terms of visual range. Obviously it's a little bit difficult to kind of get engrossed in a game like this when there is no sound. But just to give you an idea of the visuals of the gameplay, because I think if you're going to get a monitor like this, yes, it may be for work productivity now that you're working from home with COVID, but also you're probably going to want to play some kick-ass games on it as well. So. Okay, so I think that's it. This is the LG 35WN73A. I think it's a pretty good value monitor from an ultra-wide perspective. Again, it only just became available in the UK. I'll put a link in the description where you can get it from Amazon, where I got mine. Again, it doesn't increase the price, but I do actually get a little bit of support for the channel, so thanks very much for using the links in the description. Please leave some comments below if you have any. Also, if you buy the monitor, what you think of it. Help other people make more informed decisions. Also, give a thumbs up, that really helped me and the channel. Apologies for the surroundings, and halfway through kind of resetting up the cave, so things are a bit messy everywhere. But yeah, that was it. That's LG Ultrawide. Thanks for watching this video. A thumbs up would be really appreciated. If you're interested in other geek type videos, please consider subscribing to Spectrum Geeks. Why not also follow us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. And before you leave, why don't you check out one of these other videos that may be of interest. Thanks again for watching.